Are you ready to ascend to the next level of consciousness and experience the blissful vibrations of New Earth? In this video, we'll explore the 10 essential things you need to let go of to unlock your full potential and align with the higher frequencies of this new reality. Shedding old patterns, beliefs, and attachments is crucial for your spiritual evolution. By releasing what no longer serves you, you'll create space for growth, transformation, and a deeper connection with the divine. So, get ready to dive into these 10 profound shifts that will liberate you from the confines of the old paradigm and propel you into the realm of New Earth. Remember, the journey may be challenging, but the rewards are truly magnificent. Before we begin, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement helps us continue spreading these important messages and inspiring others on their path to enlightenment. Now, let's embark on this transformative journey together. Number 1. Attachment to material possessions. On the New Earth, one of the fundamental shifts is releasing the attachment and overindulgence in material possessions. The consumer-driven mindset and acquisition of physical stuff gets left behind in favor of a life of deeper meaning, simplicity, and spiritual connection. This letting go allows you to travel lighter, freer from the grips of materialism that can so easily entrap the soul. Attachment to possessions stems from a perceived lack or emptiness within that we try to fill with external things. But the New Earth asks you to realize that true fulfillment comes from within, your beingness rather than what you possess. By shedding attachments to superfluous material goods, you've opened space for what truly matters: presence, stillness, appreciation for the beauty around you. This doesn't mean living in deprivation, but consciously curating your physical belongings. Adopt a less is more mentality, keeping only what you use and what enhances your life experience. For example, you may choose to own a capsule wardrobe of high-quality, timeless pieces that spark joy rather than overstuffed closets with clothes you hardly wear. When it comes to home goods, electronics, and gadgets, be very discriminating in what you allow to take up space and energy in your sacred home environment. A wonderful practice is going through your belongings systematically and asking of each item, does this uplift my spirit or is it gathering dust? If it no longer serves you, bless it and let it go, donating or recycling responsibly. This life laundry lifts energetic stagnation and heaviness. Live by the ethos, use things, not hoard them. What you put your finances towards also shifts on the New Earth. Rather than compulsive shopping or acquiring the latest trends, you invest in experiences over things, travel to expand your perspectives, courses to elevate your consciousness, workshops to hone your gifts, or causes aligned with your values. When a possession no longer sparks joy, as Marie Kondo says, you release it with gratitude and make space for new flow. Living simply, clearing energetic clutter, and being discerning about what you financially invest in allows you to break free from materialism's grip. This makes room for the true prosperity of the New Earth, an abundant inner life, spiritual sustenance, and realizing we're all interconnected children of the cosmos. Let go and lighten your load, for therein lies the path of beauty, grace, and awakening. Number 2. Judgment of others. To embrace the vibration and consciousness of the New Earth, one of the most profound shifts we must make is releasing harsh judgments we place on others. The New Earth is a state of being anchored in compassion, acceptance, and understanding for all people, no matter how different their beliefs, appearances, or lifestyles may seem from our own. On this journey, we must let go of the tendency to instantly dismiss or condemn someone simply because their reality does not align with ours. We have been conditioned by society and the human ego to quickly categorize and judge others based on surface-level factors like their race, religion, gender expression, socioeconomic status, or personal choices. However, the New Earth calls us to move beyond these limited labels and simplistic categorizations. Instead, we are asked to open our hearts and minds to truly seeing and accepting the divine light and sacred journey of every soul we encounter. Even if we cannot resonate with or understand their way of being in the world, we can choose to have compassion for the totality of their experiences that have shaped their perspectives and truths. The new earth invites us to get curious about others' realities rather than instantly writing them off as wrong or inferior to our own. This does not mean we must agree with or adopt beliefs that feel out of alignment for us. However, it does require us to engage in open and respectful dialogue to understand where others are coming from. We can ask questions, listen deeply without judgment, and be open to having our own perspectives expanded and transformed through these encounters. By releasing harsh judgment of others, we free ourselves from the self-imposed prison of prejudice, fear, and lack of acceptance. We begin to see the beautiful diversity and richness of the human experience. Each person's journey holds profound wisdom and medicine if we choose to open ourselves to receiving it with humility. On the new earth, we embrace the ancient spiritual truth that we are all radically equal and interwoven as souls on this journey of growth and evolution. Our perceived differences are simply beautiful expressions of the infinite creativity of the divine playing itself out in myriad wondrous ways. When we release judgment, we can begin to celebrate and honor the unique songs that each soul brings to the symphony of life. The path is one of constantly recommitting to opening our hearts, checking our need to be right, and choosing courage over fear in our interactions. It is an ever-deepening practice of empathy, kindness, and holding space for each person's sovereign selfhood and truth. As we peel back the layers of judgment, we unleash the profound healing that comes from truly seeing and accepting one another as sacred reflections of the divine. Number 3. Need for control. On the path to the new earth, one of the most liberating things to release is the incessant need to control every situation and dictate how things unfold. So much human suffering stems from our desperate clutching and white-knuckling to try to steer every outcome according to our ego's narrow wants and fears. But the new earth beckons you into a state of profound surrender and trust in the present moment. When you cling to controlling outcomes, you resist the natural flow of life. You remain in a constant state of anxiety, mentally battling what is in an attempt to forcefully insert what you want instead. This mindset closes you off to the wisdom and magic that emerges when you allow events to unfold organically. Trying to rigidly control each situation based on your ego's desires creates struggle, while surrendering opens you to a far grander potential. For example, instead of demanding that a relationship, work situation, or life circumstance follows your predetermined agenda, you learn to embrace the unpredictable unfolding with curiosity and trust. You soften your white-knuckle grip, let go of how you think things should be, and remain open to the opportunities and lessons that present themselves. This allows for beautiful synchronicities and growth to emerge that you could have never planned with your limited perspective. On the new earth, you make the spacious choice to surrender your ideas of how everything must be and develop a trusting relationship with the intelligence of the present moment. Flow happens when you're not trying to force any particular outcome, but remain attuned to the promptings of your deepest wisdom. Your intuition can finally blossom when you stop drowning it out with controlling mindsets. This isn't a passive state of complete inaction, but one of conscious alignment and being guided by the universe in co-creating your reality. You focus on calibrating your energy, intentions, and state of consciousness, then take inspired action from there. But you hold your plans lightly, with the wisdom to recognize if you're forcing rather than flowing with the higher forces at play. A beautiful practice is to consciously surrender your need to control each morning. Take some conscious breaths and declare, "I am not in charge today." I open myself to being guided by the unfolding present moment toward my highest growth and alignment. Then stay attuned to the synchronistic cues that arise to guide your path that day. On the new earth, uncertainty about the future is no longer something to combat, but a sacred porthole into infinite possibility. Let go of controlling, trust in the wisdom of how your life is unfolding, and prepare to be delightfully surprised again and again by the magical new landscapes that emerge. Number 4. Negative self-talk. One of the biggest energetic weights holding you back from ascending to the new earth is negative self-talk. The new earth is a vibrant realm rooted in unconditional self-acceptance, self-compassion, and remembering your divine, worthy nature. Any harsh, critical inner voices about your worth or abilities simply cannot exist there. To make this shift, you must become acutely aware of negative self-talk patterns and intentionally replace them with positive affirmations. Negative self-talk is insidious. It's that menacing inner critic that puts you down, calls you nameless, and erodes your confidence and self-esteem. You're not good enough. You'll never succeed at this. You're unlovable and unworthy. This internalized voice of shame, doubt, and unworthiness holds you stuck in low vibrational cycles of lack, fear, and disempowerment. It blinds you to your true divine magnificence. On the new earth, there is no room for such diminishing, constricting thought patterns. The new earth operates from a consciousness of unity, love, and intrinsic worth. It celebrates and honors the sacred uniqueness of every being. Negative self-judgments rooted in fear and separation cannot exist there. To anchor yourself in these new earth frequencies, you must do the step-by-step work of noticing and releasing all negative mental narratives about yourself. Bring compassionate awareness to those harsh inner voices. Where in your psychology, wounding, and conditioning do they originate? Meet them with understanding rather than more self-attack. As you notice a belittling thought arise like, "I'm so stupid," or "I'm bound to fail," intentionally stop and rephrase it into an affirmation of your divine nature. I am wise and capable, growing with each experience. I am taking a courageous step, and all lessons serve my evolution. Replace all negative assertions with positive, loving ones. At first, this retraining of your inner voice may feel unnatural, even fake. That's okay. It's like strengthening a mental muscle. The more you flex your ability to reject negative narratives and reframe them positively, the more it will become an empowered new habit. Your reality will begin shifting in profound ways. On the new earth, negative self-talk is simply not tolerated because it holds no truth, no rogress, the unified consciousness. Your essence understands itself as whole, worthy, and infinitely creative, not flawed or less than. Embracing this reality frees up tremendous energy previously wasted in self-diminishment. Notice when you lapse into berating yourself over perceived mistakes or insecurities. Meet that fear and pain with gentle self-compassion and reassurance, like you would with a hurting child. You are doing the best you can. You are learning and growing from this experience. You are deeply loved always. This is how you elevate your vibration. Positive self-regard means seeing yourself through the eyes of the divine. It means dropping the self-punishing tapes and realizing that you are a beloved expression of the one life/source/creator. You are important, inherently lovable, and serving a unique role in this great cosmic unfolding. Own and celebrate that. The new earth holds a new thought instruction for humanity, one of high self-acceptance, empowerment, and responsibility. There is no space for negative self-diminishment there. Make the choice to notice and actively replace any harsh, belittling self-talk with affirmations, honoring the truth of who you really are, wise, worthy, and here to blossom into your greatest, most radiant self. That's how you make the vibrational shift. Number 5. Energetic cords to the past. One of the most pivotal things to release on the journey to the new earth is energetic attachments and unresolved emotions that keep you tethered to past relationships, traumas, or life periods. These energetic cords act like heavy anchors, preventing you from fully inhabiting your true sovereign power in the present moment. The new earth beckons you to radically embrace your self-responsibility and reclaim your innate ability to shape your current experience. Perhaps you're still unconsciously replaying hurtful dynamics or narratives from childhood or previous partnerships. Holding on to resentment, anger, sadness, or even limiting beliefs about yourself that were instilled during those times creates ongoing suffering. You relive those emotions and stories over and over, rather than allowing your current slate to be wiped clean. Energetic cords can manifest as obsessive thoughts about an ex-partner or family member who wronged you. Reliving moments of mistreatment or injustice on a constant inner loop drains your vitality and keeps you in a disempowered victim state. The pain of the past keeps getting re-triggered, dimming your radiance. On the new earth, you make the courageous choice to completely forgive and release any person, situation, or experience that harmed you, not for their sake, but for your own liberation. You decide that continuing to grasp those dense cords only causes you to re-experience that wounding over and over in a self-perpetuating cycle. Through conscious self-work like meditation, journaling, or ceremony, you take radical responsibility to alchemize those heavy emotions and energies once and for all. You visualize cords of light severing any toxic attachments, or filter unresolved traumas through your heart center, allowing them to finally be washed clean. An essential mantra is, I release all that no longer serves my highest path with love and gratitude for the lessons. You actively choose to forgive anyone who caused you harm, not because what they did was acceptable, but because you prioritize your own vibrant freedom over holding on to resentments. As you engage in this profound release work, you allow for the full blossoming of your personal sovereignty. You take back your energy from living in the recreated past or obsessing over what could have been different. You inhabit your power in this sacred now moment by focusing your life force on what you're currently manifesting and calling into being. A liberating practice is to periodically scan your energy field and intentionally cut any newly formed energetic ties to past pains, grievances, false beliefs, or toxic relationship patterns. Make the empowered choice of where your life force gets invested, rather than unconsciously expending it on reliving dense prior experiences. On the new earth, you step into your true embodiment as a conscious creator being, no longer bound or identified by what has happened before. With every breath, your infinite potential stretches out before you. The past has served its purpose in making you the radiant being you are today, but its job is done. Let it all go, beloved one. Embrace the fullness of this new, rebirth now. Number 6, needing to be right. On the path to the new earth, one of the most important things to release is the ego's incessant need to be right at all costs and make others wrong. This rigid mindset creates separation, conflict, and obstructs you from the open-minded curiosity and unity consciousness that the new earth is rooted in. When you cling to needing to be right, you shut yourself off from the infinite perspectives and wisdom that others have to offer. You get trapped in your own narrative bubble, missing out on opportunities for growth and expanded awareness. This compromises your ability to have authentic dialogues where both parties are enriched through vulnerable sharing. The need to be right often stems from deeply ingrained insecurities or fears of being wrong or judged as inadequate. But on the new earth, you realize that all perspectives contain kernels of truth, rather than buying into the outmoded paradigm that there's only one right way of seeing things. You don't have to defensively double down on your position as the only viable one. For example, instead of stubbornly trying to convince others of your viewpoint through combative debates, you open-heartedly engage in respectful dialogues to understand different perspectives with genuine curiosity. You stay attuned to your ego's knee-jerk reactions to claim superiority and choose to respond with humble inquiries to learn more instead. Help me understand why you see it that way becomes your mantra over "you're wrong, and here's why." On the new earth, you embrace that every soul is an eternally evolving student and teacher to one another. When your opinion differs from another's, you honor both by opening up about the lenses through which you each perceive that topic. You recognize that their truth is valid for their experience, just as yours is valid for yours. This fosters compassionate exchange over adversarial arguments. A practice of letting go of the need to be right is to notice when your ego tries to puff up over being challenged, correct, or one-upped in some way. See that urge with tenderness, remembering that all personas contain some patterned conditioning around needing to appear superior or infallible. In those moments, you get present to your infinite nature by taking some calming breaths and asking, how can I be curious and learn from this experience and perspective? Surrendering the need to be right creates fertile landscapes for collaborative growth, creative solutions, conflict resolution, and humanity's evolution. On the new Earth, you celebrate each person's unique truths as intricate threads weaving into the greater cosmic tapestry of our collective awakening. There is no need to be right when all paths ultimately circle back to the same source of unconditional love. Number 7. Comparison to others. On the journey to the new Earth, one of the most crucial things to release is the habit of constant comparison to others. Engaging in competition, envy, and judgments based on how you measure up creates immense separation and obstructs you from recognizing the unique brilliance within each soul. The new Earth is a realm rooted in honoring every person's sacred individuality. When you operate from a mindset of comparison, you inevitably place yourself in boxes of better/worse, superior/inferior, winning/losing. This breeding ground of lack and scarcity consciousness disconnects you from your inherent worth and self-acceptance. You become externally focused, endlessly sizing yourself up against others' relationships, careers, appearances, accomplishments, and more. The ego's insatiable hunger for validation prevents you from inhabiting your wholeness. But on the new Earth, you realize that every soul's journey is distinctive, with its own miraculous timing and expression. Comparing your path to anyone else's is an exercise in futility. You are incomparable. You learn to powerfully release envy, competition, or trying to edit your journey based on someone else's external showcase. Their light doesn't dim your own. In fact, your beams amplify one another. For instance, instead of sizing up your career against a friend's apparent success and belittling yourself, you celebrate their achievements wholeheartedly, recognizing that their brilliance is simply mirroring your own back to you. Their victories become something to honor and draw inspiration from, not a reason to spiral into feelings of inadequacy or resentment. On the new Earth, you retrain your mind from engaging in the fruitless comparison loop of, I'll be happy when, or if only I had what they have. You make the radical choice to find profound reverence and gratitude for your current life circumstances, seeing the wisdom and specialness in your unique path thus far. From that grounded space, others' journeys become a kaleidoscope of experiences to appreciate rather than a distorted measuring stick. A beautiful practice is to notice when comparison or competitive urges arise and consciously pivot your focus back to your own sacred dance. Marvel at the miracle of your existence and all the power issuing through your perspectives and soul prints. See others' paths not as competition to be conquered, but a gorgeous representation of the infinite creativity of the universe expressing itself through diverse idioms. On the new Earth, you stand in unwavering self-acceptance while everyone around you does the same. There is no need to diminish or distort yourself to accommodate insecure comparisons. You embrace and champion what makes you beautifully you while honoring the unique brilliance that pours through each messenger of the divine. Your path and the paths of all beings are so naturally in harmony, so radiantly one. Though your notes are distinct, they form one unifying score, the symphony of love meeting itself in wondrous reciprocity. Number 8. Blaming others. To truly ascend and exist on the new Earth, one of the fundamental things you must give up is the tendency to blame others for your circumstances, perspectives, and emotional states. Blaming is a defensive mechanism that robs you of your power and keeps you stuck in victim mentality. On the new Earth, there is no room for victimhood. You must own your role fully. Blaming others is an easy trap to fall into. When things don't go our way or we feel negative emotions like anger, sadness, or frustration, it can be very tempting to point the finger outwards. It's her fault I'm upset. He made me feel this way. If only my circumstances were different, I wouldn't be struggling. This mindset shifts responsibility away from yourself onto external forces. However, the truth is that no one can make you feel a certain way without your participation and interpretation. Your emotions and perspectives arise from within based on your beliefs, conditioning, and life experiences. While external circumstances provide triggers, you always have a choice in how you choose to view and respond to any situation. Continuing to blame takes away your personal power. It keeps you bound to the very circumstances and emotions you want to free yourself from. Imagine blaming is like being trapped in a jail cell with the key to freedom lying at your feet, but refusing to pick it up. Blame is a limited, disempowered state of being. To exist on the new earth, you must pick up that key of radical self-responsibility. You must adopt the unwavering stance. I alone am responsible for my reality, including my thoughts, emotions, and life circumstances. This is not a burden, but true empowerment. It means your healing, growth, and ascension rests fully in your own hands. You get to consciously choose new perspectives and responses. Rather than casting blame, ask yourself, what belief, wound, or conditioning within me is being triggered right now that's causing this reaction? Get radically honest with yourself. Investigate your inner landscape with curiosity and compassion. Only then can you pinpoint the roots that really need addressing and up-leveling within you. When you make that profound inner shift to 100% responsibility, you'll find that external circumstances can no longer throw you off balance or out of your center. You'll stop unconsciously replaying cycles of pain, fear, and lack. You'll be free to respond to life's ups and downs with deeper wisdom, acceptance, and creative possibility. This is the path of true mastery. The new earth has no room for blaming others, complaining about how things should be, or making excuses. It demands you show up fully empowered as a conscious creator being. It asks you to investigate your internal triggers and emotional knots with honesty and care, not run from them. To anchor in true self-responsibility and own, these are my perspectives, wounds, and emotional responses, and I get to evolve them. This is not always easy, but it is immensely rewarding and liberating. Giving up the tendency to blame opens up vast new landscapes of freedom, self-love, and creative power. You get to reshape your reality by reshaping yourself, so let go of looking outwards to judge or blame. Turn inwards with radical compassion and responsibility. That's how you participate in co-creating the new earth from the inside out. Number 9. Energetic cords to negativity. To truly align ourselves with the frequencies of the new earth, we must sever the energetic cords that bind us to lower, denser vibrations of negativity. These cords act like anchors, weighing us down and preventing us from ascending to higher realms of consciousness. One of the primary ways we form and reinforce these negative energetic cords is through habitual patterns of complaining, gossiping, and consuming media filled with violence, anger, and fear. When we indulge in these behaviors, we effectively attune ourselves to those dense, lower vibrations, like tuning a radio to a particular frequency. The more we tune in to those negative thought patterns and violent images, the stronger the cord becomes, and the more entrenched we are in those lower emotional states. To transcend this, we must make a conscious effort to tune out of those frequencies by stopping the habits that perpetuate the negative cords. Complaining and gossiping are spiritual and energetic toxins. They breed negativity, resentment, judgment, and separation. Violent media overstimulates our nervous systems with jarring, chaotic frequencies that desensitize us to aggression while normalizing a fear-based reality. Pivoting away from these behaviors is pivotal. We must become hyper-aware of our thoughts, words, and media consumption to catch ourselves anytime we veer into negativity or darkness. In those moments, we can consciously pivot by refraining from verbalizing or investing energy into the negative patterns. Instead, we shift our attention toward thoughts, words, music, shows, or literature that uplifts our energy and raises our vibration. This is not a practice of dismissing or repressing negative emotions, which have validity, but rather redirecting our mind so that we do not become consumed and immersed in the lower frequencies. We allow emotions to move through us without clinging to or amplifying them through mental looping, and by avoiding media/content that proliferates those dense energies. As we persistently pivot away from negativity habits and toward higher vibrations, the old dense energetic cords will atrophy from lack of energy, while new cords connect us to frequencies more aligned with love, peace, creativity, wisdom, and unity consciousness. Our beings will become tuned to the elevated vibrations and harmonics of the new earth as negativity loosens its grip. On this path, we lift our consciousness through intentionally empowering thoughts, words, and influences that generate, nourish, and elevate, in contrast to depleting habits that create limiting food for the ego. We open ourselves to the insight, inspiration, and embodied experience of our highest truths. Consistently holding this new frequency paves the way toward ultimately anchoring ourselves as multi-dimensional beings in the new earth reality. Number 10. Need for perfection. To truly embrace the essence of the new earth, we must let go of the incessant need for perfection and the relentless demands we place on ourselves and others to be flawless. Perfection is an illusion that breeds suffering. It is an unrealistic ideal born from the egoic mind's desires for control. Letting go of this need opens us to the profound beauty and wisdom inherent in the natural unfolding of life. On the new earth, we understand that we are all perfectly imperfect beings in a constant state of evolution and growth. Just as nature itself is impermanent and ever-changing, so too are we a work in progress. There is wisdom in the ebb and flow, in the breakdowns that precede the breakthroughs. When we attach to ideals of perfection, we resist the organic process of life. We become rigid, unforgiving taskmasters to ourselves, obsessing over minute details instead of being present to the bigger picture. To align with the higher vibrations, we must learn to surrender our tight grip on how we think things should be. We flow with what is, accepting that every moment contains lessons and opportunities for expansion. Tiny missteps or perceived flaws are not something to agonize over endlessly. Rather, they are portals to self-compassion, humble growth, and deeper understanding of ourselves and one another. For instance, if we make a small mistake at work, instead of berating ourselves mercilessly, we could simply acknowledge it, course correct with an apology if needed, then let it go, focusing ahead on continuing to do our best without the heavy emotional baggage. In relationships, rather than obsessing over tiny perceived imperfections in our partner, we accept their personal quirks and journey with unconditional love. We see the beauty in their vulnerabilities and imperfections, for they make our partners beautifully human and real. On this path, we embrace our own glorious imperfections, flaws, shadows, and all. We shed the masks of trying to appear perpetually perfect and wholeheartedly own every aspect of who we are. In doing so, we open to vulnerability, authenticity, and deeper connections with others and ourselves. Perfection's grip loosens as we realize that the most profound beauty, growth, and evolution often arises from the places we've been conditioned to judge as imperfect or broken. We begin to celebrate life's messy unfolding instead of holding it to sterile, stagnant ideals. We relish in the journey, in simply being and becoming without attachment to outcome. A perfect bud is praised not despite its imperfections of being unopened, but because of them, for they are beautiful portents of the breathtaking blooming to come. In this way, we make perfection obsolete, embracing the constant bloom we each are through all stages. On the new earth, we let go of perfection's shackles, incorporating self-compassion, acceptance, and a constant beginner's mind into our daily existence. In this vibration, we spiral in an infinite upward cycle, not because we finally achieve perfection, but because we finally transcend the need for it altogether. Remember, this journey of shedding old patterns, beliefs, and attachments is not always easy, but it's a necessary step in your spiritual evolution. By embracing these profound shifts, you'll liberate yourself from the confines of the old paradigm and unlock your full potential to experience the blissful vibrations of this new reality. Trust the process, have faith in your inner strength, and know that you are supported every step of the way. As you integrate these teachings into your daily life, you'll find yourself aligning more deeply with the divine essence of New Earth, radiating love, light, and harmony to all those around you. Remember, your journey doesn't end here. Spiritual growth is an ongoing process, and there's always more to explore and discover. Stay curious, stay open, and continue to walk your path with courage and authenticity. Before you go, we'd like to ask for your support once again. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Your engagement helps us continue spreading these important messages and inspiring others on their path to enlightenment. Together, we can co-create a world of unity, peace, and unconditional love, the true essence of New Earth. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. Until next time, stay blessed and keep shining your light.